Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh?
Yo, what the fuck is up there? Everybody out there on the YouTube source, good boy Papa Tkyo, coming to you live from the Tokyo, Japan land. Welcome back to another rant and ramble from yours truly. Welcome back to the HD Japan experience. Yeah, so today, just going across town, well, going home. Stopped by a friend's house earlier, and now I'm heading back home. It's nice and cold, but I don't really know what the topic of this rant is going to be, but I thought, hey, fuck it, I'll make a rant on the way home. Like, I had such a good talk, like, before. I had, like, the last rant I made was, like, the first rant of the year, and, I don't know, it felt good. It felt good to kind of get back into the flow of things, just for, like, having somebody to talk to while I'm on the bike, you know? So before I get into it, big shout out to today's sponsor, Nakano Shinbashi Guest House. Boom! Look, Central Tokyo, fucking $400 a month, living with Japanese people. There's no better bargain in all of Tokyo. You're not gonna find it. So when you get over to Japan and you're spending your first month in Japan, make sure to go over to Nakano Shinbashi Guest House. Links down below. And when you make a reservation, tell them that Papa Tkyo sent you. Thanks, son. And also, big shout out to NordVPN. Boom. If you use my promo from NordVPN, you'll get a discount on a new subscription. And basically, if you want to think of antiviruses as a condom, NordVPN is the bouncer that stays outside your door and makes sure that you don't get raped while you're sleeping. So that's always good to have. I mean, what's the point of a condom if you can't even protect your butt at night? So, yeah, VPN, definitely go check it out. They're awesome. And also, the bouncer gets you into all these exclusive places, too, that normally your country couldn't get into. It's like the reverse racism card. So there you go. And, yeah, welcome. And, yeah, it's good. Oh, man. It's so funny, like, I went, I feel like such, like, an adult now, you know? Like, I mean, like, I still feel like a kid, like, a lot by the way I talk and, like, what's kind of prioritizing to me, but I like it how it's, like, I'm older and I can, like, you know, like, I have older friends now, too, you know? Older friends with established careers and shit. So it's like, my friend, he wants to start up his own YouTube channel, but he doesn't know how to use any software. He doesn't know what hardware to buy, all this stuff. And it's like, you know, and he respects my my grind and my gangster. He's like, you've been at this for a while. I know you're not the most successful YouTuber, but you can definitely answer a lot of beginner questions that I had about this stuff. So, you know, I don't mind paying you for your time. And I was like, thanks, man. I mean, like, you know, you've given me a lot of free advice over the years. And he's like, nah, dude, look, like, you know, you're my bro, and you know this shit, and I have the expendable income, so let me pay you for this. And I was like, yeah, well, I will gladly accept your money. Like, I know it's not a dent in your wallet. So, yeah. So, like, I'm coming back from his place, but I just remember, like, all the people when I was younger that I tried to, like, be so nice to. And, you know, it's like one of those things where you kill people with kindness kind of thing, but it's just like, you know, and of course, like, my haters will be like, well, it's good that they didn't get advice from you because, you know, you're a fucking, like, whatever. But, you know, for the most part, it's like, hey, you know, if people wanted to pay, sometimes people don't want to pay for the super expert like courses out there of just, like, you know, people that are charging thousands of dollars, etc. And my buddy's like, oh, I like your shit. I want to pay you for your time and help you out. And anyway, I just realized, like, while I was, like, in the middle of setting up his OBS stuff and teaching him how to use OBS, I was like, damn, dude, you know, like I was just thinking, I was thinking about, like, 2 or 3 people I specifically had helped in the past that were like, yeah, man, I want help. Like, can you help me out with this stuff? And then they just quit. They made, like, 2 or 3 videos and then they quit. And I had spent like at least 3-4+ hours of them trying to help them set up their YouTube stuff, their Twitch stuff, and yeah, I was just like that was a waste of my time. And I've wasted my time on so many people like that were just like they took advantage of my kindness and wasted my precious life energy. You know, it's like rich people, all they want is time, you know? Because all they have is, like, you know, when you have all the money in the world, what do you want next? Time, you know? And, yeah, just seeing these assholes, like, waste my time, waste my energy. It's like energy vampires, you know? And just because you're trying to be nice to people, you know? Because you can't just be rude. Some people ask, like, why are you such an asshole sometimes, Sam? And I'm like, because it's just fast. It's fast. It gets all the bullshit out of the way immediately, you know? It just fucking, it gets to the point quickly. Like I was watching the Idubbbz documentary that Sam Hyde uploaded the other day. And, you know, like, Idubbbz is going to try to do a documentary on Sam Hyde, who, for all of you guys who don't know, some people say that Ethan from H3H3 was a big fan of his and stole a lot of his ideas and concepts to become famous. And I don't know if that's true, but seeing who Ethan Klein is now in 2022, yeah, I could believe it. Or at least I kind of want to believe it because I don't like him now. But I don't know. It's just like, it's so weird seeing like all these people that you respect. I mean, Idubbbz used to be a gangster, you know? He's fucking, like, you know, he would make videos with like Max Mofo and Filthy Frank and all this shit. And they would hang out, they would do good stuff, you know? And he's like they would, you know, like, they made good content. And then Idubbbz with his content cops, when he called out people for being shitty, like Keemstar and Rice Gum and all this shit, like, that was really effective. Like, he did a really good job at that, you know? And now it's like, it's just, it's funny because he would call out people for being cucks or whatever before, and now he's, I don't know, I mean, like, technically, if your girlfriend is like a model that gets paid to show nudes, is that really necessarily being a cuck? Because it's like, nobody's fucking her, like, and like, even if they were getting paid to fuck her, you're not really like, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Like, if my, well, I mean, I don't know, it depends, like, it depends on how much she's making. Like, if I had a girlfriend and she was a really hot porn star who made cash and like made bank, like, I'm talking like not just like, ooh, I made a little bit of money, I mean, like, was making bank, and you know, like, I'd be like, yeah, maybe I wouldn't mind so much, because I'm like, I get to fuck her at the end of the day, and she's gonna split that money with me, you know, because I'm the emotional moral support for her and stuff. But Idubbbz, like, his girlfriend was not that popular as far as I'm aware before they started dating. The only reason she got popular was because she was quote-unquote Idubbbz's girlfriend, you know? And I think Idubbbz knew that, like, you know, Idubbbz is a millionaire now. Like, he has he's got millions of dollars, you know? He made tons of money from YouTube and all this shit. So it's like, he, you know, like, I don't know. I just, it's so sad. Like, he used to be the guy who called out people's bullshit, you know? Like, he would call out Tana Montague and Rice Gum and Keemstar. And now it's like Tana Monahue's all like talking to fucking celebrities and hanging out. And like, Keemstar's the one who's giving the, like, you know, the balanced news, ironically, for a change. Like man, the switch is flipped so much. You know? Like, it's just weird how like a couple of years can really change people, you know? And, I don't know, I see like Idubbbz, and he's trying to make these videos where, I mean, to be fair, the last one that I saw him make was on that Airgun Fatty guy who did those Star Wars videos, and that was pretty good. Like, I watched that whole documentary, I think 2 or 3 times, because I really like, I don't know, I love the characters that he was interviewing, and I love the pacing of that. But you know, like this Sam Hyde documentary that he never released. Sam Hyde's basically this guy who's been banned off of every platform. He had an Adult Swim TV show for a little while that they eventually took off the air, and he's just been edgy. I don't think that he's ever been I don't think that like the guy is intentionally racist or anything. Like, I think that Sam Hyde is an artist, and art is subjective, and you know, like when your whole art is just making fun of people that are uncomfortable and like doing and like making fun of the current status quo, then I mean, like, you're a rebel, you're different. But the thing is, because he did that, he really kind of banished himself from all these other mainstream platforms right now. But he's doing good, you know, like he's got his own team of people to help him with his stuff. He's been making content, like he's making enough money to make some fucking decent content, you know. And I don't know, I see this stuff, and he's like, you know, and then Idubbbz, basically, like, Idubbbz comes to do a documentary on him, and Sam kind of gets the impression that it is a hit piece. So he's you know, he gets the impression that it's a hit piece, and so he purposely does a lot of stuff to troll Idubbbz, in not like a dangerous way, but just to troll him so that it would be put in the documentary. Like, kind of like playing into like Idubbbz thing of, like, you know, basically character assassination for Sam. But, like, you know, and then Sam can release this footage later on saying, haha, we were trolling you the whole time. It's not actually like that. You didn't do any due diligence, whatever. But I think Idubbbz had such a bad time with him that he just decided to scrap the project, you know? Which is sad, because there's a totally, like, uncut part of the interview that both of them did, where, like, Idubbbz asked Sam a bunch of questions, and one of the things that Idubbbz like, you know, calls out Sam on, like, he's gonna talk to Sam about all this different shit, right? And you know, about his YouTube career and everything like this, and how do you feel about XYZ and stuff like this. And anyway, so and, like, you know, he's like, what would you say your proudest YouTube video is, or whatever. And, like, Sam knows that like Idubbbz is leading him into this kind of like this trap, this character assassination trap. And so Sam Hyde's not having any of it, and he's just like, dude, you're leading this up for a big question, so just ask me the big question, and then we'll circle back to these smaller questions. And he's like, no, man, like, I want to lead up. And he's like, no, dude, like, just tell me what happened. And apparently Idubbbz had, like, a really successful video where he included something of Sam's video, and Sam basically copy striked the video because it was using footage from his stuff, so Idubbbz had to take the video down. And Idubbbz seemed pretty salty about it still. And so Sam said he forgot in the interview. I don't know if he did. I don't think he did forget it, but he played like he didn't do it, like he didn't know, or that he forgot. But like Sam's always like an aggressor. He always tries to fuck with people just to get them out of their comfort zone and really confront them on like their actual thoughts about shit and whatever, right? And so he you know, he's like, man, if I wronged you, I'm sorry, I don't fucking remember, you know, but like, I don't, like, if this was an issue, you should have fucking mentioned it at the beginning of the documentary. And he's like, well, I wanted to kind of build up to this point. And it's like, oh yeah, so like, then he basically just pointed out that it's like, okay, he got all that extra footage in chronological order because he was eventually going to like confront Sam about how he wronged him in the past. And this was like at least 7-ish years ago or something. It was a while ago, right? Not anything recent. And I don't know, it's like, it just like, Idubbbz kind of showed his true colors when he said, like, that's the big question that he was going to ask him, is like, why did you copy strike my channel? And then it's like, are you still bitter? No, I'm not bitter. And he's obviously a little bit bitter. And it's just like, you want, like, you know, they both stood for the same thing. You know, and like Idubbbz, his girlfriend, like, I mean, from his point of view, it makes sense. Like, Idubbbz is the kind of guy that just, he didn't have a girlfriend for a long time, and then he finally gets one, and she's hot, and he's like, well, I don't want this chick to take all my money though, and she has no skills, so she just wants to do Twitch, and fucking, and like, okay, well, what do Twitch chicks do on the side to make money? OnlyFans. Well, she's not fucking anybody else, so she's just selling her nudes. So yeah, like, fuck it, why not? Like, you know, At least this way she's making her own money. She's kind of leeching off my fame. But whatever, at least like she's making her own money, so I don't have to fucking contribute or whatever. And so I understand where his head was at during that time, but it's just like he had called out people in the past for cucky behavior. And like, dude, like, you know, I personally don't think it's that big of a deal because she's not fucking other people. And she's having other dudes pay to jerk off to her. Which I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool, you know, sell your body, you're only young once, you know. But it's just, you know, like he didn't know his audience. He didn't know where he was going with that, you know. And it's just, it's sad because, you know, it's like you gotta know your audience, gotta know where you're going with that. But anyway, so anyway, like, you know, they're having that feud or whatever, and then it's just like Idubbbz didn't release any of the footage, so Sam Hyde released the footage, and it's so sad to see these YouTubers who you respected for certain things, and then they just become exactly the opposite of what they wanted. And I guess it makes sense, like, you know, they finally get fame, they finally get money, and they're afraid of losing that, so they go to the side which they think is the loud majority, which is just a loud minority, a loud minority group of people just like spouting stupid opinions, but they're small, but they're organized, so people listen to them. But it's just like, you know, just stupid. Ah, why are people so slow? God, Tokyo fucking traffic, dude. Especially like idiot. Like, look at this guy. He could easily cruise through everybody. He's taking a sweet fucking time, dude. Just go. You're in a tiny scooter, man. You're way less wide than me. This guy must be new to the scooter game. Must be new to the Surinuku. That's Skimanuku or whatever they call this when you cut through traffic. I'm gonna just cut through here. But I don't know. It's just like H3H3, infamous for calling out idiots and douchebags. And then it's just like, now he's just such a hypocrite. And I mean, it makes sense. He's got money, you know. He's got money, but it's just like, he's so like, he just keeps going like down this like spiral of just shittiness. Like just calling out all these people and just making all the, like, you know. I mean, that's scary. That's one thing I gotta, like, I don't want to do. You know, I'm trying to make all this new content and stuff too. And to get the bigger views. And I still feel like I can keep myself in the mix. I can still keep my flavor with this, and still, and just like heighten the production value and make better shit. But you know, it's like, and like, luckily my viewers, well, except for you guys on the ADV channel, you know, a lot of my viewers, they don't watch my shit anymore. Only like 5,000 or 500 to like 3,000 people watch my stuff, and half the time it's not even my current audience. So, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't really care about pissing off my current audience because they're not even here, you know. But these guys were getting millions of views before any of this even fucking happened. And I don't know, it's just so stupid. It's just so funny seeing all these people acting all ultralistic and shit, being like, hey, I'm better than you. It's like, are you though? Like, you know, I'm better than, I don't think there's anything wrong with self-improvement or like trying to be a better person than your past self. I don't think, like, I think we should all aim for that always. But when you lose who you were and you start catering to a different group of people that aren't your initial subscribers, when you already had like millions of people watching you to begin with, you're gonna expect the angry feedback. You know, that's one thing that I always think about. Like, you know, if I had 1 million subscribers, what if I did something to piss them off? Would I just ignore it and keep going? Or would I apologize? Because either way, I'm going to get criticized like hell for doing that. So, you know, and then like on top of that, it's like I really want to make bilingual videos and shit. But I'm like, do I want Japanese people to be watching my videos? Like, you know, just like I fart outside on a tree or something, and then like all these Japanese people are like, this fucking piece of shit, fuck him, you know, and they like dox me and like, you know, fucking go protest outside my house or something. I don't know. just why the pig go home kind of thing. I don't know. I that's always kind of in the back of my mind. It's like when I do get big, when I start getting big views, like who am I going for? Like who's gonna watch my shit? You know, and that kind of thing. That's why I think like Oriental Pearl stuff is smart, because she caters to English speakers. So not like, you know, and all of her marketing is in Japanese or English. So a lot of maybe foreigners know who she is, but Japanese viewers don't know. So, you know, she doesn't really have an issue with being, you know, like stalked like Charla was. Man, fucking poor Charla has like a couple bad experiences with Japanese people. Doesn't want them to be viewers anymore. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think like just I haven't had that many bad experiences with Japanese people. But you know, like when my sushi video went viral, they were kind of assholes. But I mean, like I was still where was I at that time? I don't remember if I was at my house or not. I think maybe, yeah, I was at my house still at that time. But you know, if I had shown that I was in Shimbashi guest house, then I wonder if they still would have given me shit, you know? Like that's the thing that's always been on my mind. I'm like, well, how much shit would I have gotten if I pissed off Japanese people? Because like, of course, it's not my intention to piss off people, but it's like, in my mind, I feel like a lot of people in the developed world are pussies, you know? And it's like, well, Sam, you grew up in the developed world. I'm like, yeah, but I grew up in the shitty part of it, you know? Like not even poor, poverty, you know? Like living in like dangerous neighborhoods, living off food stamps, you know, alcoholic mom, like foster care group home, you know, and like whatever. Like I don't mean to say that as complaining, and I hate it when people use that victim badge as a way to be like, well, I have that to justify this, but I feel like it's necessary to say it when I come off like harsh and cold. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, no one loves you. No one's going to help you. All you have is yourself and whatever. And, you know, I just, I don't know. I mean, like, it happens weird. Like I was talking about on my live stream how when I was 18, I was buying weed from this guy that I used to buy big amounts of weed from all the time to sell to my smaller group of friends. And I was at this house, and it was kind of a house party that the drug dealer I knew was throwing, and he, you know, like it's a small town, so a lot of people were there, and that you know, like it was some of the people I knew, but like, you know, a lot of them I didn't. But I saw my neighbor Eduardo there, and he was at this party, and you know, he like, I guess it kind of made sense why he was there, because like, you know, he was a ghetto ass shit. Like he was probably 2 or 3 years younger than me, I think, at the time, maybe younger. But I remember there was just this other kid there. He looked white. He might not have been white, but he looked white. And you know, Eduardo was like, "Where's my money?" And he's like, "Fuck you." And it's like, when somebody has an inferiority complex and they're trying to prove how tough they are, and they're already having a bad day, don't step to them. You know, like anyway, that kid got stabbed and he ended up dying, like right in front of me. And I just remember thinking, like at that time, like afterwards, I didn't have grief, I didn't have PTSD or whatever, but I was just thinking, like, man, what an idiot. Like, you know, like, but I, like, you know, it's like, I didn't feel grief, I didn't feel like, oh my god, a life has been taken in front of me. I was like, that guy shouldn't have talked shit to fucking Eduardo. It's like, are you justifying murder? I'm like, no, but like, you know, I don't have sympathy for stupid people. And I feel like it's not just that, but it's like, you know, I saw fucked up shit when I was a kid, you know? I saw my dad fucking beat my mom almost to death. You know, I saw all this fucked up shit. I got beaten up by these fucking Mexicans, like, in middle school and, you know, on my way home just for being, like, a white-looking kid. And, you know, it's like, it's you know, we all go through our trauma, but it's like, luckily I got my dose heavily and early. And hell, maybe that's why I'm fat, you know, comfort in food or something, because I don't want to drink or do drugs, because I saw what it did to my mom and other people around me. So I don't really go into that stuff that often. But it's like, you know, when I hear people whine about stupid shit that doesn't really matter, it offends me, you know. I get angry, And so it's like, you know, I see people whining about like, oh, I couldn't make it back to my dad's funeral for you know, because of Corona. I'm like, well, yeah, it's a pandemic. It sucks, you know, like too fucking bad. And it's like, oh, it's not fair. Japan is bad. I'm like, well, technically you could have left. Then no one stopped you from leaving. You know, like Japan was just not letting anyone back. And they're like, well, I know, you know, my whole family. And I'm like, so you're angry because you didn't plan ahead and now you're screwed. That's what you're saying. You know, be clear for your communication. And I don't know, it's just like, it's like even before that shit, like, you know, I always felt like I was a little bit weird because it's like, you know, even my little brother didn't know that I saw that shit until like this year. And I guess he watches my videos. And he's like, you were there at the party? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell anyone? I was like, I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to be you know, like, I didn't want to be fucking, like, I didn't want anyone to know I was buying drugs from the other dude. Like, I don't want, you know, that murder had nothing to do with me. That kid was just talking shit and he happened to be there. And it's just like, but it's like, you know, I never thought of it as a big deal because I'm like, hey man, you talk shit to the wrong people in America, there's a good chance that you might just have somebody on a bad day and they'll want to make an example of you. So it's like, I don't know, people have said in the past, like, man, when I watch your videos, you seem so chill, you seem so easy to get along with, like, you seem to read the mood well, or like, you know, you say fucked up shit, and I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I mean, I'm a guy of numbers, you know, I think in like percentages, and it's like, I made a joke the other day when we had a party at the guest house, this guy came over, he was a friend of one of the guests, and he was asking me, he's like, Samson, why do you like Japan so much? And I was like, because I won't get pushed in front of a subway train by a crazy old black guy in New York for being Asian. And he's like, what? And like, he didn't get it because, you know, Japanese people don't read the news in America. But it's like, you know, one thing that really pissed me off is that, like, I kept seeing all these fucking articles about, like, they will say the race of the victim, but they won't say the race of the attacker. And I'm like, look, it doesn't matter that the person that attacked them is black, but it does matter that you censored it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I constantly see America as this country where it's just everybody gets unfair treatment. You know, it's all roll of the dice shit. It's all become like, you know, instead of like the strength stat being all the way up or the endurance stat being all the way up, it seems like America, you just need your luck stat to be all the way up, man. Because it's just like, it seems like it's luck of the draw, dude. Park your car somewhere, get stolen. Fucking walk a celebrity's dog, you get shot, you know, it's just all this fucking shit, and it's just like, I don't know, it makes me scared. It makes me scared about America. Like, I'm lucky that, like, I am not addicted to drugs. I'm lucky I didn't join a gang. I'm lucky that just, like, I'm not dead from getting shot, you know? It's like, I look back on America, and I'm like, a failed project, we gotta start over, you know? Nuke it, let's start over again, you know? Start from scratch. And I don't know, it's just like seeing the Kyle Rittenhouse shit too, where it's like, oh man, like he was like blah blah, and I'm like, how can you even fucking defend what, or how can you even like go against what he was doing? He was protecting businesses, like, you know, yeah, legally he crossed state lines, he had a gun, he was a minor, but he was obviously there to help people. And the people that attacked him were the people that, like, you know, the people that he killed were the people, or the people that he shot were people that attacked him, you know. And there's video evidence, there's so clear video evidence that he got, you know, he was free. You know, he got freed because he didn't do anything wrong. And then then all these people, they're like, oh, racism is bad. Racism is bad. And then it's like, oh yeah, well, the guy that he shot, one of them was, he got arrested for domestic violence, yeah? And the other guy had actually not just molested, but he had raped boys. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, that guy, one of the guys that he shot had been convicted multiple times of raping kids in their ass. And, like, you can look that up. And I remember I lost my first Twitter account because I posted those guys' criminal records. Like, you know? And it's just like, wow, I don't know, I feel like America's just the shit show of hypocrisy that when you point it out, you just get punished for it. And it's just, I don't know, it makes me happy that I found like a central neutral spot in Japan. Because Japanese people don't care about that shit. And stuff is super safe here, you know? And I appreciate it. But anyway, this is the end of my rant. If you guys made it this far, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe bell to get notified next time a new video comes out. And I'm going to go get some vegetables in here. And then I'm going to go get some green tea in there. So thank you guys for watching my video. Love your faces. Spray long, hard, and fierce. Talk to you later. Peace. Whew.